So, so when they ask you, this is the mandatory question, explain your framework structure. First question, what kind of framework you are using? So can you explain to me all the components of your framework? That's the interview question. Then what is the answer you have to tell? We are using a hybrid automation framework, and with Java, Selenium, TestNG, and Maven project we are using. So Maven project structure we have SRC main Java, SRC main resources, SRC test Java, SRC test resources. Under SRC test Java, we have different components like so base test base class, then pages component is nothing but a package. Then we have a test cases component, utilities component, test data component. So resources means you have SRC test resources. Under resources, you will write a properties file, properties. So config.properties file, config.properties. So that file contains all the global configurations, and log4j2 for the loggers. And then you can use a suite files. The suite files are TestNG suite files, like a multiple browsers running process, and parallel execution process, grouping.xml, and all this master suite. So different suite files you will develop under a test suites folder. And there are reports. Once you run as a reports, these reports will be generated. Under reports, and logs will go to logs. And most important is pom.xml. You have to tell pom.xml will declare all the dependencies and plugins. So that's in the pom.xml. Crucial, the heart of your Maven project. And then this is the development phase, this portion. This is the development. That means page objects designing, test cases designing, test data preparation, and any utility methods development. All this is the development phase. And this one, so running as a TestNG suite file, and all this you will mention in this suite files in the pom.xml. Once you run them, once you execute them, it will generate the reports and logs. And then these are the local. Then you will run in the, so you will push this entire code to Git. So the using a Git version control tool, you will push that to GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab, or wherever the code storage places. So you will store here all your code. This code is not in your local. So you will push into the version control tool, that is GitHub. And you will use a version tool, Git. Git is a version tool. GitHub is a cloud web application. There you will store your code. Then from there you can run every day your nightly regression test cases using Jenkins CI/CD pipeline tool. So Jenkins is a CI/CD pipeline tool. GitHub is a Git, and GitHub are the version control tools. All this you should explain. Then what is a Maven? Maven is a build tool. So that is the entire framework structure you explain. So you tell them, so my pages component contains every page classes. Utilities contains Excel utility file. Excel utility class contains all the reading the data from Excel sheets, writing the data to Excel sheets, and also WebDriver utility methods. All the WebDriver methods we developed a wrapper methods are the WebDriver methods. And then test data, so we'll store our test data in the Excel sheets. And then so we have a properties file, config.properties file, log4j.properties file. So all these files will be under resources. Then we have a suite files, So all the test cases will be mentioned in the suite files to run as an entire suite. A pom.xml contains dependencies and plugins. So when you execute them from either from pom.xml or from testng.s suite file, it will generate the reports. And reports will be shown under reports folder, and logs also will be shown for debugging, very easy. And what information is you logged here as a comment, that will be stored here. And then so you can, once you run this locally successfully on your local machine, then you will push the code through using git commands, the git commands used to push that code to GitHub repository. So from there you will configure in the Jenkins server, so to run your test cases daily. So that's how you will monitor daily regression suits will be run using this Jenkins server CI/CD pipeline tool. So Jenkins is a CI/CD pipeline tool. What is CI? Continuous integration, continuous
Continuous.
deployment. So this is the how you need to explain entire framework structure. So I already posted in one of our channels. So this is the Selenium interview questions. Here I posted. You see all these coding questions. I don't know how many of you are referred or not. See all the interview questions of test engine. How many of you checked all these questions? See all these interview questions. See, describe the defect life cycle and all the questions I have gone. If you have gone through this, and you can answer any kind of questions, you have to check how many questions you know properly, how many questions you have a doubt. I don't know whether how many of you gone through these all these questions from the beginning, right? See, what is the role of headers in API testing? I given very clearly with answer some of them. So you have to practice all this. See how to handle alerts in Selenium WebDriver. So how to overcome stale element reference. This is a very important interview question. And then what are all locators in Selenium? So what is page object model? What is the difference between page object model and page factory? Just now we discussed. So I have given here again. So go through this all these questions so that you will get a lot of confidence once you explain. So see, describe your experience with the various automation testing tools. How do you approach designing a robust automation from scratch? What are the key components you can consider? So can you explain the difference between data-driven testing, keyword-driven? See, just now we discussed same questions everywhere. That's why you have to read that multiple times. So whatever we discussed today. Okay? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
If you are not reading, that's going to be a bigger problem for you. You cannot explain. So do you implement interface in your automation? So you have to give answer yes. So explanation, how to tell. We have implemented iTest listener interface in our custom class. All the iTest listener interface methods are implemented in custom listener class. What are the iTest listener interface methods? See that these are the one on start, on test failed but within success percentage, on test failure, on test skipped, on test start to on test success. These are the methods you implemented your own custom class. So you can tell this. So just answer you have to give and tell what you have implemented. So that is what they are looking for. Where you have used Java OOPS concepts in your automation framework. This is another common interview question. So what are the OOPS concepts? Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Let's go and look into that one by one. What is encapsulation? So first explain what is encapsulation. So encapsulation is so binding or wrapping the data and code as a single unit is called encapsulation. Where you have used this encapsulation in our automation framework, every page class follows the encapsulation concept. The page objects are declared as a private and respective element methods are defined as a public. That's the encapsulation. So Every page class is following encapsulation process. Next, the second one, inheritance. So my test base class is extending to every test ng class. So like this, public class search test extends test
Extend
base class.
test base.
See, like that, many examples I have given. My test base
That's
class is
good.
extending to WebDriver utility methods class. So every page class will extend to WebDriver utility class. So public class WebDriver utility extends test base. The public class home page extends WebDriver utility. So multi-level inheritance, this one. See, home page, every page class extends to WebDriver utility. And WebDriver utility is extending into test base class. So this is the multi-level inheritance. So all these examples you have to give how you have used in your framework. Next, interface. So many interfaces are there in the Selenium. WebDriver is an interface. So WebDriver abstract methods are implemented in remote WebDriver class. Can you mute? Okay, thank you. So remote WebDriver class, we are overriding the WebDriver methods in the remote WebDriver class. This is following method overriding. Wait is an interface. JavaScript executor is an interface. Action is an interface. Takes a screenshot is an interface. See, all these are
Also,
interfaces. WebDriver is an interface. Wait is an interface. JavaScript executor is an interface. Action is an interface. Takes a screenshot is an interface. Web element is also an interface.
alert also interface.
So alert also an interface. All these are interfaces. And so these WebDriver methods you are implementing in this remote WebDriver. That's following method overriding concept. So polymorphism, next one. So when you write a WebDriver, driver equal to new Chrome driver or new Firefox driver or new Edge driver, this is following runtime polymorphism because the WebDriver methods are implemented in these classes. So based on the object you are creating, this driver will act as that kind of driver. So if you create a Chrome driver class object, so the driver is going to become Chrome browser. If it is a Edge driver, Edge browser. So this is following a runtime polymorphism concept. Method overloading. So actions class is following the method overloading concepts. Click on web element. So context click of web element. See, this doesn't have a parameters, but this has a parameter. So this is called method overloading. Actions class, every method is overloaded. If you follow the expected conditions class, there are so many methods are overloaded. Element to be clickable with a by locator value. Element to be clickable web element. So frame to be available and switch to it is the another method which is overloaded. There are multiple methods are overloaded in this. See, method overloading, method overriding, runtime polymorphism, everything I covered. See, here I have given expected conditions class. So these are overloaded methods. See, this is the interview question. Explain your framework to me. So you can explain any framework. I'm showing you BDD Cucumber framework explanation, but you can give anything. See, all this is the folder structures, detailedly explained. Okay, so let's go and see what are this BDD Cucumber framework, how to explain. So you have to tell like that. Even you tell hybrid framework also same way. We are using a Maven project to manage all dependencies which our project requires and using TestNG framework. This line is common even for hybrid framework also. Along with the TestNG framework, we are using Cucumber tool. You tell that. So we are using Selenium WebDriver. You can tell that and implementing BDD approach, or you will use a data driven. You're using, you tell data driven using Gherkin keywords. such as given, when, and but. Then business analysts are also involved in writing feature files along with the testing team. That's the first, you can tell that. So it's up to you which framework you are telling. So even hybrid framework also you can tell same way. Folder 1, SRC test Java. So we have a SRC test Java folder where we have one package named runner file. It contains our runner.java file from where we are running our test cases. Then you can tell here test.ng suite files. So this is the BDD Cucumber framework I am explaining. You can tell same thing with a hybrid framework also. Your folder structure, as I am going to show you the hybrid framework structure, you implement same thing. Here are giving a path of folder where all our feature files are located, and also using glue keyword which helps Cucumber locate the step definition file. Along with that, we are using tags like as @smoke, @sanity to run smoke or regression tests as per our requirement. That's a runner.java file, the folder 1. Then features. We have one more package with the name features where we maintain different features of our application like login.feature, logout.feature, etc. like that, or registration.feature like that. So we are using scenario keyword for above feature files. If we want to run our test once, also we are using scenario outline keyword if you wanted to run our test multiple times with the different sets of data along with examples keyword. Very famous interview question, use of scenario versus scenario outline, again another one. So you need to learn. I'm going to explain this also in the when BD Cucumber point I am going to explain. We also added tags for each scenario like @smoke, @sanity. So the next one is step definitions. So we have one more package with a name called step definitions that contains all the Java files related to features. Login, logout features, login test.java, logout test.java. Like this you will write under this step definitions package. So there is a hooks. So we have one more package with the name as hooks. So this package contains one Java file with name myhooks.java. This have two methods, before scenario, after scenario. So before scenario is used to run our Chrome browser initialization before each scenario, and after scenario used to quit the browser after every scenario. We are using @before annotation for before scenario, and @after annotation for after scenario method. So folder 2, so SRC test resources. Inside SRC test resources, we have one package with name utilities where we maintain our data.properties file containing dev and test URLs. Also, we are using extend reports. We kept extend.properties file in this folder too. So folder 3, SRC main Java. In this folder, we have one package named page objects where we store all our locators for each web page of our application. See, I explained in the hybrid framework also page object model, and even BDD also you can use page object model concept. Then we have a test.ng.xml. This file have maintained to run multiple tests. Also, this file is properly configured in our pom.xml file, so we can easily run our test.ng.xml file from maven command. So memorize how test.ng.xml file looks. So this also asked in the interview. What is the structure of test.ng.xml file? Suit tag, test tag, classes tag inside class tag inside. You can even write methods also. Then close the class tag, close the classes tag, close the test tag, close the suit tag. So this is the structure of test.ng.xml. That's how you need to explain everything so that they will be allowed to interview also. That more practice you need to do. So next, our project is configured in Jenkins. We have provided our pom.xml path in Jenkins and using mvn clean test command to run our test cases. This is the common for even hybrid framework also. So this is how you need to explain your framework. Okay, I'll put even hybrid framework also how to explain. So same way you explain. Okay, so this is the common interview question. You go and see our this one, everywhere you will see this interview questions will be there. So start preparing very well, and that will help you. Okay, so that's all about uh, framework, and let's see and how to develop this framework. And with so and we have a different. First you have to create a Maven project. In the Maven project we have to create a different packages. I told you already different packages, so those packages will create. Okay, so that we'll do tomorrow. Okay, and so all the project and everything how to create, and we'll see tomorrow how to do that. Okay guys,